2024 US election, a battle that could redefine America's future. Two key players stand ready: Democratic candidate Kamala Harris and Republican candidate Donald Trump. On one side, Harris fights for healthcare reform, climate action, and social equity. On the other, Trump promises economic revival, strict immigration policies, and America First values. Polls reveal a close race, with swing states like Pennsylvania and Arizona set to tip the scales, with critical issues like inflation, healthcare, and immigration driving voter decisions. This election is shaping up to be a showdown. So, who will secure the win and lead America forward? 2024 US election showdown, Kamala Harris versus Donald Trump. Who will win? Welcome back to Cherry on Top. Your ultimate destination for the most fascinating facts and current updates. Today, we are diving into one of the most anticipated events of 2024, the US presidential election. Who will be America's next president? Will it be Kamala Harris for the Democrats, Donald Trump representing the Republicans, or could we see a twist in the race? Act 1. Overview of the 2024 election landscape. The US election is back, and it's not just any election, it's a battle that could reshape America's future for the next 4 years. In 2024, we have two key players, Democratic candidate Kamala Harris and Republican candidate Donald Trump. Both have strong bases, distinct visions, and a lot riding on this election. Act 2. Kamala Harris's journey and platform. Let's start with Kamala Harris. Currently serving as Vice President under President Joe Biden, Harris has broken numerous barriers as the first female, first African American, and first Asian American Vice President. Her platform is centered around tackling social issues like healthcare reform, climate change, and economic equality. She's also passionate about women's rights and strengthening ties with allies around the world. Harris's supporters see her as a progressive choice to continue Biden's vision and lead America into a new era. However, her critics say that her experience is limited and that her policies may be too progressive for a divided nation. Act 3. Donald Trump's comeback attempt. Now on to Donald Trump, the former president and a name that needs no introduction. Known for his controversial policies and America First stance, Trump appeals to a strong, loyal base with a platform focused on economic revival, strict immigration policies, and bolstering national security. Trump's supporters argue that he brought economic growth, job creation, and prioritized American interests above all. However, his critics point to his handling of the pandemic, divisive rhetoric, and ongoing legal challenges as serious drawbacks. Act 4. Polls and predictions. Let's talk numbers. As of now, the polls show a close race between Harris and Trump. According to recent surveys, Trump is performing strongly in traditionally Republican states, while Harris is favored in Democratic-leaning areas. However, swing states like Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Georgia are showing mixed support, with polls fluctuating weekly. Experts are predicting that these swing states will once again play a decisive role in the final outcome, just as they did in previous elections. Act 5. Key issues driving the election. What are the key issues influencing voters this election? Let's take a look. Economy. With inflation and rising costs impacting millions, economic policies are a major concern. Trump is focusing on tax cuts and deregulation, while Harris is advocating for economic equality and targeted support for the middle class. Healthcare and social security. Healthcare remains a hot-button issue, especially post-pandemic. Harris is pushing for expanded healthcare access, while Trump aims to privatize and reduce federal involvement. Immigration and border security. Trump's hard stance on immigration is a significant part of his campaign, while Harris advocates for immigration reform and providing pathways to citizenship. Climate change. Harris is committed to addressing climate change and investing in renewable energy, while Trump remains skeptical about environmental regulations, focusing instead on energy independence. Act 6. Electoral College and voter turnout. It's also essential to understand the role of the Electoral College. Winning the popular vote doesn't necessarily mean winning the election. It all comes down to which candidate secures the majority of the 538 electoral votes. And there's another factor: voter turnout. Young and minority voters tend to lean Democratic, while older voters and rural populations favor Republicans. If Harris can energize younger voters and minorities, she could pull off a victory. But if Trump's base turns out in full force, we could see a repeat of the 2016 election outcome. Fact 7. What the experts say: will it be Harris or Trump? So, who do experts think will win? Many analysts are predicting a close race, with Harris leading slightly in urban areas and among younger voters, while Trump holds a significant lead in rural areas and among older, conservative voters. But as we saw in previous elections, polls can be unpredictable. Some say Harris could ride the wave of progressive policies, while others believe Trump's base will rally harder than ever. Fact 8. Final prediction: who will win? So, what does this all mean? If we had to make an educated guess, this election will likely come down to a few key swing states and a razor-thin margin. Both candidates have strengths, and both have challenges. Harris may have an edge with progressive voters and a younger demographic, while Trump has a deeply loyal base. Who do you think will win in 2024? Will it be Kamala Harris, carrying on Biden's legacy and bringing a progressive vision to the table, or Donald Trump, promising to return to his America First agenda? Comment below with your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe to Cherry on Top for more updates on the 2024 election and other fascinating facts from around the world. Hit that bell icon so you never miss an update.